We're fighting for Mars. We're fighting for Mars. Let's all meditate on how much of a bitch Mars is. Right. Hello, and I'm back. I'm back, and we're gonna get this shit on the road because I'm too impatient to wait around. Wow! Haven't we got a bit to uncover today? Um. So, hello everyone. I'm back, and let's just wait for a few people to get in here. But yeah, I have a lot to unpack. And before I do that, though, I've got to do the usual crap. If you like what I'm putting out there, don't forget to give me a like. Oh, and please subscribe to me. And don't forget to press the notification bell so then you know when I go live or drop a video. Sorry, I'm being a bit slow. It literally jumped on me, and read. I can't read it. The chat. It kind of really just jumped. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm gonna first start with. I think that we all owe Real Entertainment News a public apology. Yes, I've apologized to him privately. We've talked privately, but I have to say, I myself feel I owe him a public apology. Goodness, a public apology. Real, I am so sorry for what happened, and I'm sorry that you were never believed, and I'm sorry that so many chose to take the side of women over you because you are a man and because you you are a minority. I am sorry that I myself was taken in by these fools, and I can say that from this experience, I myself have learnt so much. And all I'm going to say in regards to that is YouTube is mob mentality. It is people will gang up on one person, and I don't think that's fair. Hence the reason you don't see me in chats much anymore. I might go in and say hi on an occasion to a few people because I personally don't have any problem with a lot of creators. But as for getting involved in communities and things like that, for me, no, those days are over. You know, and a lot of the people that dislike Real Entertainment News, I I don't have any particular problem with them either. But I will say that I do care for Real. I think that, Real has turned over a new leaf. You know, even for me, there were things at times where I felt he went too far. But then I think that a lot of you women went too far with him. I think that you fueled the fire a lot. You know, because a lot of people did go after Real. And it turns out that with the whole Muzz thing, Real has been telling the truth the whole time. Which I already knew, hence the reason I never really talked to Muzz, because she fucked over the anti-KJ community. I've not had a lot to do with her, and I don't want anything to do with her. And if she were to come into this chat, she would be blocked. Because she's fucked over a lot of people now in Siwa's room. But I will say this. I will not involve myself in any more of this community thing. You won't see me in chats unless I just drop in once in a while to say hi. But I have no interest because it's all, it's all flip-floppy. You got creators 1 minute they're friends, then they're enemies, and then you feel like you have to pick a side. Like when Siwa and Jules fell out. At that point, I never had a problem with either creator. I didn't have a problem with Siwa at that time, and I've never had any real issues with Jules. I mean, I will be honest. In a way, I'm glad that I got blocked from Siwa's, because I have to say I don't particularly agree with how Siwa works. I don't like what she does. I don't like the trauma bonding. I don't like the yelling that goes on over there all the time. I personally find it quite triggering. The yelling, the screaming, the crying. You know, every day she's got a problem with somebody, and I really feel like Siwa does bring a lot of it on herself, and I do feel like it is for clicks and views. Yeah, even before she blocked me, I was stepping back because I just didn't like the energy over there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the energy. I felt that it was becoming a toxic environment. And I'm one of those people where I just want to go where I want to go. I don't want to be told, you have to pick a side. You know, and I feel like with Siwa, and not just Siwa, but a lot of other creators, I feel like that is the whole game plan. They join up together, and then it falls apart, and it's like, well, where do the subs go? If I see this sub over on this person's thing, panel or in the chat, they're blocked. I don't think that's right. I've seen one of my moderators in Siwa's chat, but she has the right to be there. There's obviously some reason or something that has caught her interest, and she has every right to be there. I don't begrudge her. I haven't removed her wrench. I haven't blocked her from this channel. Why? Because as a creator and as a subscriber, I feel that it is important that we all get every side of the coin. And this is where I'm going to go. Siwa, you need to stop listening to what your subs tell you. You need to learn to do your own research, because I feel that you believing everything that you're told and then giving out, let's say, incorrect information is what gets you into a lot of the problems that you're having. You know, the fact that you let people up on your panel to bully one person, you know, and you need to tell your mods that it's not a good look to go after people and to call people liars. And, you know, they are representing your channel, and it doesn't make you look good when they're giving you false information. And I'm saying this to you because I was at the butt end of you saying some false things about me. This is why people, they turn their back on you, Siwa, because you are not a loyal person. Any fool could have told you about Muzz. There was so much evidence right under your nose, but you chose to not look at it. You chose to not believe it. I mean, look, I will say I take my hat off to you for allowing Real to panel, and for a lot of people in your chat for apologizing to Real. But I want to know, what is your true intention? When the next person comes along, are you going to fuck him over again? Because that is your pattern of behavior. I would urge him to be careful of you. You know, you had him up there, and then when Sunshinery came along, you fucked him off. When you fell out with Sunshinery, you let him back. You know, you've done this to him heaps of times. So I hope that now that you've let him back up on your panel and you've given him a platform, I hope for his sake that you don't piss him off again when the next person comes along that just doesn't like him. Hello, Whiskey Wanda. Welcome. And I also hope that Muzz... Oh, fuck. Hang on a second. I've just dropped something. I'll be back. Got it. Lucky I heard where it fell. I dropped my lighter, and lucky I heard where it fell. Pretty cool, hey? I can hear where things drop, and then I just find it easy. But yeah, with Muzz, she's scary. You know, there is something psychologically wrong with her. I don't know what it is, but you know, I'm even concerned for people in Siwa's community, in her chat. You know, people that are speaking out. I think that it's very brave, because I think that she is dirty. I think that she gets people to trust her and preys on them. As I said in my last stream, I think that Muzz needs a lot of help. I think that she needs to be off the internet. You know, she kind of reminds me a little bit of that Natalie Kent. Kenneth. I can't remember her last name, but Natalie that was hanging around the anti-KJ community and then involved with the hogs. That's who Muzz reminds me of. Comes up with every little reason to get people to feel sorry for her, gets close to people, makes up lies, and then when she gets caught out, goes to the next person. That is what Natalie did, and that got really scary. She was sending threats to Without a Crystal Ball. She claimed that Without a Crystal Ball did some horrific things to her. It turns out it was all untrue. I know that Charlotte on the web covered it. Um, this was when it all was going down, where Without a Crystal Ball was sued by the Westbrooks. Um, that was when Natalie appeared, and she, well, like I say, she made a statement in regards to Without a Crystal Ball. I was listening to Charlotte on the web covering it, and it was so bad. Charlotte was actually in tears. And then a couple weeks later, it comes out it was all lies. Good morning, Dan. Good afternoon here. How are you doing? Just catching up with the chat. I'm doing well, Wanda. Um, yeah, I'm doing quite well, quite busy with my real life. That's why I'm not streaming all the freaking time. But getting back to it, that's who Muzz reminds me of. She gets as much info on people as she can to then go and play on that and to cause harm to people. Like, I am at the point where I don't even fucking like Siwa. Like, I don't think that we're ever going to be friends. I don't think that I could ever go back into her chat. But I will say I feel absolutely terrible for what Muzz has done to you and what she's done to your friends. Did I see it coming? Yes. Do I think you should have been more careful? Yes. But I just hope and pray that you guys are not, um, that Muzz leaves you alone. And I just hope and pray that whoever she's with now, whichever community she's gone to now, they need to be careful. And I don't care who likes them, who doesn't. They need to be careful because we are really, well, anybody that deals with Muzz is dealing with a very fucking dangerous person. It's actually rainy and cold. It's rather miserable. Ah, yeah. Well, they did say Melbourne was going to get very cold. But yeah, I feel very sad at what has happened. And it's not even just the Siwa. A lot of people that go into Siwa's chat are actually very decent people, especially Shyla. Yeah, Shyla, I think, she is a bit ride or die for Siwa, but I think her heart is in the right place. I haven't really seen Shyla do anything particularly disgusting. Yes, she did say some not very nice things about me at one point, but I just think that Shyla is a loyal person. I think that she means well. I know myself, when I first came into the community, I really would defend Real with everything because Real was the one I probably still am closest to. I mean, Real is the one that got me started. I will always, I think I'll always be grateful to Real because he was the one that said to me, Tia, you need to start a channel. It was something that I'd thought about but never put into place. It was him that said, you've got so much to tell. Yeah, it was Real that started me on this journey. Maybe it's the same with Shyla and Siwa. Who knows? Wonder the temperature here is 19 degrees at the moment. So Queensland is always warmer. 12 and 13. Woo! How cold is it at night? But yeah, I think that, Shyla is a decent person. You know what? Even Nessa to a degree. Nessa doesn't like me. I don't know why. She did at one point say she thought I was a troll. Well, maybe I was, but, I think that, but I have to be honest. I think that we are just two different people. Right. Yeah, I think that we are just two different people, cut from different cloth. You know, I think that Nessa comes across as a bit of an entitled person. I think she comes across as a bit of a brat. I find her to be quite rude and abrasive. But again, that's just who she is. I mean, I like the fact that she can get to the bottom. Well, she thinks she can get to the truth. But, I just wish that she would approach people in a better way, because I think the way that she comes across doesn't make her a lot of friends. She's someone that I would be very standoffish of, actually. But if she were to go for me, I would have no problem telling her what I think back. And I think that I'm being quite respectful at this point. Oh, Wanda, I hope that your relative gets better. Let's all pray for Wanda's relative who is undergoing chemotherapy. Oh, that's terrible. But hopefully she gets better and you all get good news. Yeah, well, 19 degrees. Well, that's pretty chilly for us. But yeah, as I say, I don't. A couple of people that go into Siwas I'm not a fan of, but the majority are actually good people. The majority of people that go anywhere, I think, are good people. And I think that a lot of the problem is they get caught up in the crossfire between creators. Yeah, I think that a lot of times, a lot of subscribers would be happy just to float around and share the love. But I think that it's creators who make that hard for subscribers to do. And I think I have a right to say that, coming from, well, being on both sides of the fence. In these YouTube streets, there's no middle road. There's no meeting people halfway. Why can't you just agree to disagree? Okay, well, I don't like this person, but if you want to go into their chat, that's fine. Because the way I look at it is, subscribers are here to support you. What their intentions are is really on them. When I end this stream, I go back to my life. I go back to my family. I go back and do what I need to do. For me, I have chosen to not invest myself in these communities and in these chats, simply because you don't know who's going to fall out and when. And that is my whole problem with creators. Oh, that is so sad. Well, we'll be praying for her, and God willing that she pulls through and that her cancer is healed. You know, Wanda, you bring up a very good point there. I think that I came into YouTube for the same reason, and I became a creator for other reasons. But unfortunately, I got involved in things that, well, looking back, I wish I hadn't. You know, I find it absolutely despicable that we judge people that we don't know on the internet. You know that we do these things. Hello, Karma is a bitch. God, I've missed your face. How are you doing? How is your health? Haven't heard from you in God knows how long. But yeah, I personally don't want to invest myself in all of this drama because I felt that when things started opening up and we came out of the, let's say, the lockdowns and the pandemic and real life sort of resumed, I think that some people may have struggled to go back to a normal existence. Like, I know I did. I found it hard to sort of, get up and leave my house and get up and just go out. I feel at this point that in my real life, I'm quite socially isolated because a lot of people now are not as invested in going out because there's a way of doing things virtually. If you've got a doctor's appointment, you can do it through telehealth, you can do it through the phone, even other appointments, therapy appointments, you still have the option of doing on the phone or on Zoom. Like, the thing is, people, they don't leave their house because they don't have to. And I personally think that that's why we are seeing so much toxicity within these communities because people are coming to YouTube in order to find that social contact, that social outlet. Like, I wonder how many of you leave your house when I go and look and there's a creator streaming for like 12 hours or, jumping from panel to panel. And I'm like, go and get some sun. Find something to do in your real life. That's why I don't go live every day or every week. I just go live when I get time. I'm not doing this for money. And that's the other thing, the e-begging. That is the other reason I don't think I could go back to Siwa. She e-begs. And I mean, look, I get that a lot of people have got medical issues, that have got disabilities. There are a lot of people within this community that identify as somebody who has a disability. I personally find it quite insulting to see creators e-begging when, like I pointed out before, there's so much work that you can do online. A lot of things are online now. You could work from home and you could get a reception job. You could probably work online. I know that people are doing it here. Why don't you go back to college and get a qualification, which will enable you to get a better job, enable you to get ahead in life instead of e-begging and asking subs for money? And I think a lot of creators are falling down that rabbit hole. Well, we don't have to work because we can sit on YouTube and get super chats and get money every month. You know, that's one thing that I probably would agree with Ness on. A lot of creators e-beg. And I think I know why. Because for them, throughout the pandemic, it was an easy way to make money. And you've got subs that will just give it to you, give you money. Hey, Mama Karma, I like that. Karma, you should change your name to that. Mama Karma. Sounds good. Yeah. But you know, and I also think that people, creators are bringing all this drama to their channels because, for one, it creates, well, it brings the people, it brings the clicks and views, it brings the super chats, it brings the money. And whether that's a lot of people's intention or not, I think subconsciously that's why they do it, because it's easy. Like, if I wish that communities would start being more charitable. You know, find a charity and do a stream. Like, instead of giving us super chats, why don't we fundraise for a charity and help others? Instead of bringing others down so we can help ourselves. Yeah, well, Wonder, your son, I think he's right. You know, I think he's right. I mean, look, once in a while, if you want to send a super chat or PayPal, you know, I think it's okay. But a lot of these creators, I find, are asking people day in, day out. And I don't think that's right, considering so many people in this world are struggling. I mean, you look at the homeless people here in Australia at the moment. We've never had problems like this. But it's because a lot of people can't afford to rent a place. Even a 2-bedroom is going for like 400 a week. You know, there are families living in cars. You know, there are people that had well-paying jobs who can no longer afford to buy a house or rent a house. Like, it's tragic. You know, there are so many real life issues at the moment. There's so much that needs to be addressed. There are women that can't leave a DV situation because they simply don't have the financial means to do so. How on, and I want to know, where do a lot of these creators get off on asking their subs for money for groceries and things like that because they have kids? Well, a lot of your subs have kids. You know what? I personally like what Real was doing with the Amazon wish list, because then people knew exactly where that money was going. He needed help, but he was also saying, okay, here's my wish list. Here's what we can do. If you want to help, you can help. If you don't, that's fine too. I prefer that, because then people can spend as much or as little as they want, or as much or as little as they can afford. If they can only spend $10, that's fine. If they can't afford it, that's fine. And that is what I liked about the wish list. Ah, Karma, your son's nearly the same age as me. I had my 30th birthday a couple months ago. Well, yeah, I wouldn't post any kids' photos or tell anybody anything about your children, because, and I'd also make sure that your social media profiles are on private, because people will dig. People want to know. And for, a lot of the times, not for the right reasons. And if I could say anything to anybody, if you think you can get your butt off of YouTube and do something better with your life, I urge you to do it. And to I urge you to find what you're good at. Because I believe that everybody has a talent, that everybody has a hidden strength, something that they're good at. Think about, what can I do with my life that isn't YouTube? Where do I see myself? Set a goal. And if people want to talk shit on you, leave it be. I'm not even going to talk about what I think Siwa's doing. I don't give a fuck about Siwa. I am talking about her at this point because I'm trying to get people to understand that she brings problems on herself. Yeah, well, I'm actually the youngest out of all of my siblings. I'm the youngest, and yeah, although I'd have to say I'm probably the most grown up out of all of them. Fucking hell. Yeah, well, that she is, but she. ultimately, if what she does is going to come back and bite her in the ass. It really will. And that's why I hope that she doesn't fuck real over again. But anyway, I'm going to jump off. I just wanted to give my opinion. I'm probably going to have something to eat, and then I'm going to put up another video. I want to take this channel down a different path. I actually want to start covering cults. That's an interest of mine. I've been doing a lot of deep dives, and I was sharing on Facebook, but some people didn't like what I had to say. So I've gotten my ass off Facebook, and I'm coming back over here. Because hopefully I'll have a more diverse group of people that may want to go down the same rabbit hole as me. Well, yeah, my advice to all creators: think of what else you can do instead of fucking e-begging all the time. And Walrus, shut the fuck up. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Have a good night.